Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Friday, April 12th, 2024. Happy Venus's Day. We are in Aries season and the Celtic tree month of Alder. We are Mercury retrograding in Aries and we have a waxing moon. Today's astrology, we have the sun in Aries, cardinal fire, representing courage. The moon is in the first quarter Gemini, mutable air, representing adaptability. Mercury is in retrograde Aries, a cardinal fire sign, representing fiery tempers. Venus is also in Aries, cardinal fire, representing impulsiveness. Mars is in Pisces, mutable water sign, representing curiosity. Jupiter is in Taurus, a fixed earth sign, representing practicality. Saturn is in Pisces, a mutable water sign, representing nostalgia. Uranus is in Taurus, a fixed earth sign representing renovation. Neptune is in Pisces, a mutable water sign representing imagination. Pluto is in Aquarius, a fixed air sign representing reformation. And as always, our Mercury retrograde mantra: rethink, revise, redo. We are in a waxing crescent stage of the moon, so be creative, form your plans of actions, learn to be a good communicator. For Gemini moon, do socialize, do be spontaneous, do teach if the opportunity arises, but don't be slothful about communication. Don't get involved with confined spaces if you can avoid it, and don't get caught up in distractions. As we are at the day of Venus, and Venus is in Aries, that can lead us to leap before we look. And when that works out, we tend to call it faith. And when it doesn't, we call it imprudence. So make sure that any risks you might take today are calculated and be ready to face any and all results. Because if you are just going ahead and doing the thing, you got to kind of accept how it works out. Try to do it with grace and dignity. Next up, we have our tarot card. It is balance, representing harmony. So we might need to cultivate within ourselves is the integration of ideas, creating an inner equilibrium and embracing polaric energies. And the challenge is to distinguish between the reconcilable energies and the irreconcilable. Those that can be reconciled, they are like that yin yang. They're going to find a natural harmony and balance between the two of them. There will be an ebb and flow of those energies, and the irreconcilable energies, they're going to be the ones that try to cancel each other out completely. They're not going to coexist comfortably. So learning to what to embrace and what to weed out, that helps us attain balance. Our Celtic triad for today reads: 3 kinds of people worthless to they who are just and honest: the drunkard, the perjurer, and the miser. So, drunkards, this could be alcohol, this could be some other substance, but habitually being under the influence, it is destructive. It is self destructive. It is destructive to the people around you because you aren't really dealing with the life. You are hiding behind the substance that you are overindulging in. And then with perjurers, lying under oath, it makes the distribution of justice an impossibility. You cannot, people cannot come to appropriate judgments if people are perjuring themselves, if they are lying, if they are not presenting factual information. I mean, just look at our world. I don't need to provide you with examples. I'm sure 1,000 popped up into your head when I mentioned it. And then misers, clinging to the material instead of making use of it. It renders riches useless. So what's the point of having an Uncle Scrooge a vault of gold if it's not doing anything? If it's not investing in any sort of business enterprise, if it's not building anything for legacy, if it's not helping your family and friends, if it's not doing anything, what's it for? Just collecting dust. None of this should be taken as being oh, you shouldn't try to be rich, or oh, you shouldn't get the just rewards for your work. That isn't what it is. But it is about learning to keep money and material advantages in their proper place. Keep it in perspective. It's a tool, not an end. Now, our magical intention for today is enlightenment. I'm sure with the recent eclipse and with all of the signs, so many planets in Aries, I'm sure that we've all been kind of jostled, and it's been an opportunity for us to rethink things. And sometimes rethinking things can lead to enlightenment. So, the color to help encourage that is rose. The plant is the lotus. The animal is the dragon. The crystal is the desert rose. Now, enlightenment is light within the mind, and it enables a person to improve their capacity to perceive things, but also to improves their capacity to deal with the world. An enlightened person is going to have a better way of doing things than someone who is not enlightened. So that's one way of testing, testing things out, whether or not someone is actually. If they have come to a better understanding of the world or if they're just being really pretentious. Proof is in the pudding and all that. Now, for our daily practices, it's the day of Venus. That's the day of love. Pamper your spouse, so or the person that with whom you're in a committed relationship, whoever it may be. Uh, Prioritize them today, and it's good to take at least one day a week where you're really putting them above, the usual hustle and bustle of daily life. Bring your heart and mind into balance if you possibly can. You'll probably need to do some meditation to aid this process. Take the opportunity to honor deities linked with marriage, because even if you aren't legally married, I mean, if you've been with someone a number of years, you may not be legally married, but you are in a situation that in many ways is very much akin to marriage. So honoring deities who are linked with that kind of commitment, um, showing them respect, asking for their guidance, that's still going to be relevant to your situation, regardless of whether or not you have you have the piece of paper. You might shower or bathe with an herbal sachet to, you know, charge the atmosphere with romance. It is Friday after all, and take the opportunity to read a new story. Go on a mental adventure. That can be a fun thing to do. Now, our fate for today are dwarves. Dwarves are known in legend to be the supreme craftsmen. What kind of skill would you like to learn from the dwarves? That could be interesting to reflect upon. And gang, that is what I have for you for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below or send me an email at brigantiablackbird at protonmail.com. I'll be sure to write back. And that really does it for today. I will see you in the next edition of the Daily Forecast tomorrow. But in the meantime, bye.